All right, welcome to another episode of the Monday Mustang podcast. It's Monday evening, and that means we're gonna come to you a little later than usual, but we got a podcast scheduled with the Ingleside Lady Mustangs softball head coach Kevin Lewis, who had something earlier this evening. Usually we come on about 7, but we scheduled it for 8 o'clock. So here in a few minutes, he should be coming on to talk Ingleside Lady Mustang softball. So a lot to talk about. So with Coach, when he gets here, and I believe we do have some players. He does have some of his players, a few, I think two, maybe three of his players coming on. I don't want to give out the names. They'll be on joining here. At least that's what I was told earlier today. So we do plan on having some of the players. I'd like to talk to them a little bit about the playoffs. The case you haven't heard, which you should have, the Ingleside Lady Mustangs are going to the fourth round. And it's great. They have had a great playoff run, defeating West Columbia, a pretty good team in the first round, and then taking on Robstown and beating Robstown. And then in the third round, taking on Devine, a really good team, and win 3 games, and they got the win there. And now it's Zapata in the fourth round. So definitely want to get coach's thoughts. I've only been texting coach back and forth since the games. I know he's been real busy. I knew we were going to come on today, but coach had something scheduled earlier this evening. So we were going to cancel out. He said, no, I can come on Monday, but we'll do it around a little later if that's all right, 8 o'clock. And I was free this evening at this time. So I definitely want to get him on and get his thoughts on we'll recap with Coach Lewis, the 3 games that were played versus Devine. They were great. We were there for. We couldn't do, I think, game 1, game 2, and 3. We were there, but there was a lot of rain, weather delays. So some of the games weren't completely finished. Game 1, and then we had to go back on Tuesday, then go back Thursday to finish out game 1, going to game 2. And then the Lightning for game 2, we weren't able to finish that. So then on the next day, we finished out on Friday, game 2, went into game 3. So it's a little confusing, but we got it done. And I got to say, the Lady Mustangs looked very good in round 3. I mean, close game in game 1, but game 2 and 3, total domination by the Lady Mustangs. I don't want to go too much into it now. I'll wait till the girls and coach comes on to kind of recap those games with them and then get their thoughts. But what I can say is I've been asking a couple of people in the Ingleside area if they've ever gotten this far, and I don't think so. To their knowledge, to the people that I asked, they said they've never been this far that they know of. So it's a great time to be a Mustang fan. Softball, right? I mean, I can tell you that when I first started following this team through the games and the podcast really allows you to get to know coach and what they're trying to do and the players and just looking at them this year and just watching them and their stats consistently every game. I thought this team was going to be a tough out, especially in a series because the pitching coming in I knew was good. It was good last year. I knew what Kylie Ward had done last year. I thought that she would get better this year. And as I got to know her and got to hear about her work ethic and how hard she works from coach, from her dad, I knew looking at the season going into district, she's going to be good. And she has been nothing short of phenomenal in the district and in these playoffs. So the other question was if the offense, hits, which I think is good 1 through 9, they're going to be a tough out in a best of 3, and that has been the case. The offense has come alive. Coach Lewis is getting production from the top, middle, the bottom of his lineup with those young girls that they've been great. They've been scoring runs, and then Kylie's just been, like I said, phenomenal. I mean, it's just been hard. She hasn't given up a lot of runs. The girls haven't made multiple mistakes that cost them games, and that has been the result of them being in the fourth round. And I got to tell you, I saw Zapata play early on, I think in the second round, and they're good. They can play, but I think Ingleside, if they play their game, can definitely get that series win, and then head out of the region, and where they go, I don't know, because I haven't really looked in as to the other region to see what's going on there. I need to get on that, but I thought Ingleside could get to this point. They have, and I think if they continue to play the way they played, I see why they can't win this series as well. But Zapata will be tough. They got a good pitcher on that other side. I've seen, and they got some hitters. So you got to come out and play them, obviously, to get the win, and they can score some runs. So it's going to be a great series. But as I said, I think Ingleside has got a good shot if they come out and play their game to win this series and continue to move on. And it's just like I said, it's amazing. It's great for a team in this area, real close to where we live, Coastal Bend, right where I live, to see so much success. I think Coach Lewis has done a great job with his assistant coaches. When he first came on, when I first had my first podcast, he said, they got to believe. I have to believe. I think his quote to me was, "I have to believe I'm the best coach for other people to believe that," and that's what he wanted to instill in these girls. That well, we can just get to the by district playoffs, and that's good. And that wasn't good enough for him. And so the work was put in, but the belief that he instilled in the girls is you can be the last team standing. There's no reason to believe that you can't. You have to believe that. And these girls believe that. They put the work in. And it's great to see these girls have this success with all the work that they put in to be able to win these series and continue to move on. So it's great. And I'm just glad that Coach Lewis allows me to be a small part of being able to go out there, call the games. But, they come on the podcast. I get to know the girls, talk to them, give them a platform to be able to speak about their program. And Coach Lewis has been great. I don't think he's missed a podcast at all this year. I mean, as busy as he is during softball season with practice and school, he's come on. I think I can't recall. I have to go back, but I don't think, just thinking here, I don't think he's missed one podcast. He has come on every Monday, and I definitely appreciate that. And that's allowed me to get to know this program a little bit more. So let me just hold up here. It's 8 to 1 after 8. So let me just go ahead and send him the meeting info and have him come on. So I'm really excited. I'm always excited about having Coach Lewis and some of the girls on, but definitely a special podcast because of the girls to the fourth round. And at this point, both teams are good when you match up. Doesn't matter who they are. They're obviously, if the other opponent's in the fourth round and you're in the fourth round, the teams are good, right? Like they got pitching, you got pitching. They can hit, you can hit. I mean, when you get to the fourth round, you can play some softball. It really comes down to mistakes and who makes the big play, right? The throw, the pass ball. It can come down to that. It can come down to one throw, one hit, one mistake that can win you or lose you a game. So for the fans, that's awesome to be able to come out and cheer your team on. These games will be played in San Diego. It is 2 out of 3. I believe the first game is on Thursday, then Friday, and then Saturday if necessary. So we'll get with Coach. But yeah, it's not too far of a drive. I think it's maybe about an hour or so, close enough. But definitely, we hope that getting out there for game number one. Hope all these games, because when we were out there, there was just so much support from the community out. It was really nice to see so many people out there for game number 3 at Toloso Midway, and it's been like that. They've traveled to support and see those girls, so it's awesome. And hopefully this series will be the same. The blue will be out there, the blue wave, supporting these girls in the fourth round. So we'll wait here. Coach should be on here in just a bit. There he is on the screen, the head man for the Ingleside Lady Mustang softball program, Coach Kevin Lewis. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Man, coach, I'm good. I'm on a high, right? I'm so excited. I know you've got to be excited with the performance of these ladies. I mean, you're going to the fourth round. I was talking to people. I asked Abel. I've asked other people. I think I've even asked you. Has Ingleside ever been this far? And everyone's told me, to their knowledge, no. To their knowledge, this is the furthest we've ever been. So I know the community is excited. They should be. The parents, coaches, the players, just so much to be excited right now. And coach, I got to tell you, there's no reason to believe that we won't win this series if we continue to play the way we've been playing, and that'll be awesome to get out of the region. So I'm glad I'm just a small part of being able to talk to you and the ladies. On the bottom screen, we have our catcher, senior Mattie Agnew, number 21. Mattie, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
Well, the first thing I know, I think we're still waiting for one or two more, coach. Is that correct?
One more.
One more. So, but Maddie, congratulations. I mean, what can we say, right? I mean, you guys are probably, if you go to the store, people are congratulating you. If they're not, they should be everywhere they see you girls in school. This is huge, right? And we're going to make it a big thing because you guys put the work in. From the off season before the season started. And I know coach didn't have like you. There were certain players he didn't have at the start, right? You guys were still playing basketball. I think you guys were in the playoffs. So it took a while to get everybody on. But the goal was always the same coming into the season. Last year, you get to the second round, you take a loss to Cal Allen. The bulk of that team comes back. So we knew that we could get to this point. It was just a matter of putting it all together, trusting each other. And here you are in the fourth round, and it's exciting. When you guys want, the fans were going crazy. I saw photos on Facebook, the hugs, and it was just it's an awesome time. But I got to tell you, Maddie, for you, what does it feel like for you? Um, you're in the fourth round. Has any of that sunk in now? That hey, I mean, we can be region champs here.
No, it definitely feels real now. It feels different because my sophomore year we did go 3 rounds in basketball. So I like have been comparing it to that and definitely like the realization of being the regional champs and having a chance of going to state has definitely sunk in and I'm so excited and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no reason to believe you can't. I think we had Lilani on last week. I think I asked her or someone said we go all the way, right? And you're just there. Um, but I do want to ask you, you guys have been playing great. I mean, like offensively, right? There were times when the offense just couldn't get that timely hit, right? We just couldn't get that run. Runners were on. So I'll tell you this, going into the playoffs, I said to myself, man, if the offense rolls the way I've seen Kylie pitch, this team's going to be unbeatable. They're going to be a tough out. I think Coach Lewis said the same thing. The offense has been rolling in the playoffs. You guys pretty much have scored outside of that 2-3 loss. You pretty much swept Columbia. You swept Robstown. And I mean, here's the interesting thing with Devine. They get a 3-2 win. So we lose game one. But then game two and three, we shut them out. And we scored a total of 18 runs, nine in game two, nine in game three. The offense is rolling. So I got to ask you, Maddie, what's been the difference now? What are you seeing from the offense now that you didn't see early on in district?
I definitely think that we're more confident. We were talking about it actually while we were stretching the other day. We are talking about how either the whole team's on or the whole team's off, and even during hitting, we've learned to talk to each other and even help each other correct their mistakes. And it's definitely the feeling of your teammate has your back, and so you know you can go up there, and no matter what happens, the person's coming up next is gonna go up there and do their job.
They have definitely been doing that. I mean, you guys have been getting production from the top, the bottom. Everyone's been hitting. I'm going to talk to Coach a little bit about that small ball because I think that was huge. Coach was fired up when we put pressure. I always hear put pressure on the defense, make them make a play, right? Don't strike out, right? Make them make a play, and they made some mistakes. that really cost them and it benefited us. And then we came up and got some hits when we needed to get these runs in. I want to talk a little bit about your stats, Mattie, before we introduce your teammate here. In this last series, in game one, you had two walks. I think that's huge when we can get on base. But in game two, 1 for 4, those three RBIs early on in the game, you started things off there. There were some runners on. Your hit to the outfield really got things going. We scored some runs, and it looked like the offense came alive right after that. Right, and we ended up winning 9-0. Game three, you had one RBI. Talk about your performance against Devine. What were you seeing from them? Were you aggressive? Did you was the plan? Hey, I'm going to wait for my pitch, or the first good pitch I see. Did coach give you the green light to go?
He usually does just give me the green light to go. He trusts me, so um but no, I definitely already kind of knew what she was gonna throw at me because of the first game. She didn't throw me a single outside, and so I was waiting for that inside and a rise or a changeup. And her changeup was easy to tell. So as soon as she threw that inside pitch, I knew I could just take it, and that's what I tried to do.
You've been great. I mean, you've been great, and like I said in that game too, I think that's what started it. We needed to get. I felt like in calling the game there, I felt like we needed to jump out and go quick. I didn't want to, try to get them a two run lead. They get game one, so I felt like if we can jump on them quick with Kylie's pitching the way she's been performing, I think it's going to be great for us. And your hit started things off, and it didn't stop from there. We just ended up getting that win in game two. The Lady Mustangs get the win 9-0. We go to game three, and again they shut out Devine and get the win 9-0. So the offense has been on fire. Maddie's been a huge part of that. And then her teammate who just joined the podcast, number 22, senior Carol Rodriguez. Carol, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. I asked Coach, I said, can we get these two ladies on? And he said, I'm going to try. And here you guys are. So thank you for joining. First of all, Carol, congratulations. You're going to round number 4. I mean,
Mhm.
that is awesome. So the first thing I got to ask you is, has that sunk in yet to you? Maddie says it has now, but for you, going to round 4 with an opportunity to win this series and get out of the region, has all of this sunk into you?
I think it definitely has. Going to the third round was more like it hadn't sunk in yet because I feel like it's happened a lot in past years, or it's happened at some point in recent years, but making it all the way to round four in such a long time is definitely really impressive, and I'm actually really happy about it, and it has sunk in now.
Yeah, the communities on fire. They should be. Everybody in Ingleside should be talking nothing but softball. Like when you wake up till you go to bed, it should be. They should be talking about you ladies and how you guys are going to win the next series and move on. I mean, it's awesome. I'm just glad I'm a Coach Lewis lets me be a small part of this success that I'm able to see from you ladies, because I know the work that you guys have put in. And I said early on in this season, I said Ingleside has an opportunity. I went, especially when we got into the playoffs. I felt early on the season you guys had all the tools to get there. And then in the playoffs, I looked at the bracket and I said, "There's no reason to think that Ingleside can't get to this point, to the fourth round, if we play our game." And you guys definitely have done that. Carol, I'd like to talk about your stats in this series. Game one, you were big time for Coach Lewis and the Lady Mustangs here. Game one, you went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. In game two, you were 2 for 2. In game three, you were 2 for 2, 3 runs, 2 walks. They didn't want to see you come up. I'm sure the pitcher sees number 22. They don't want to see you anymore because you just had your way with them. What were you able to do to be so successful at bats in the series?
Well, usually when I go up to the plate, I think about a pitch that I want to be thrown, and I wait for that pitch to, because once I wait for that pitch, I'm confident that I'll hit it, which is usually like the inside pitch. I'll usually wait until they throw me that one, and that way I'm confident. But it's definitely harder when I already have two strikes, or it's like I'm battling with the pitcher. So I just try to stay focused so that I can just put the ball in play any way that I can.
I want to ask both of you about the younger players because something I saw I asked Coach Lewis, I said, man, you got some freshmen. He said, well, they're not freshmen on the softball field, right? Their classification is. But when we get to this point, he sees them different with all of the game experience because Jared Davila, Kaylee Moore, they play consistently. They just don't play game here, game there. They're in the lineup. They're expected in district, non-district. They get put in these positions where if they come up, they got to make a play to win. I've been real impressed, Carol, with these young girls. The way they've come out and played. They've been a huge part in helping the seniors, get to this point, right? They have to make a play defensively. I'm impressed with the way that they play the field, but in their bats. When I see Kaylee Mua or Jared Dobler, they build confidence. They look to me like we want to be in that position. Let coach, you can trust us. We're going to hit the ball. We're going to make a play. We're going to put the ball in play. I want to get your thoughts on your teammates, the freshmen, and what you've seen this year as far as their growth and helping you guys get to the fourth round.
Well, I think that they have definitely grown a lot from the first game we had. I feel like maybe as we start off the season, we're a little bit more nervous, but now I'm really confident that they are focused in the game and they will make any play that goes to them. For example, our outfields, anytime a ball's hit over there, I know our team will catch it and then we'll say there's no fly zone because I'm really confident with our freshmen down there. Also with Dara at first base, even if I make a bad throw, I'm confident that she'll be able to scoop it or stretch for it because she's a really good first baseman.
I'm glad you said the no fly zone because I see you guys doing like a little, I see that. And so I'm like, are they mocking you? What are they doing? I'm gonna ask. So is that what that signal? Because I see you guys when they make a catch, that's exactly what they do. Is that what it means?
Yes, every time they make a catch, we say no fly zone and we go like that.
There you go. And I'm like, I wonder what they're doing. Awesome. Um, Mattie, I'd ask you the same question, man. These freshmen, they're huge, right? And for Coach Lewis, I mean, obviously he's going to miss you guys. The seniors, they're always missed, especially when there's so much success like there is this year, right? To see the seniors go, it's hard. But I'm confident that I can say that, boy, this program, when you girls are gone, it's not going to miss a beat with these young girls that he has coming up. This program has coming up for the next couple of years. What more can you add about these young girls and just the way they've been performing this year for the Lady Mustangs?
I definitely have to agree with what Carol said. We are fully confident with them, and on the field, they are not freshmen. They are just another teammate on the field. Most of them have already been playing like 18U, so they've seen high school level pitchers, and so we fully trust them into making the right decision and the right play. And being the season, having two freshmen in the outfield is definitely we had to work really hard to get them where we needed them to be. But now that we're deep into the playoffs, I know as soon as the ball hits either Mura or Kiki, I can just walk off the field. I'm pretty sure your film has caught me multiple times. As soon as they hit the ball, I just walk off the field because I know they're gonna catch it.
Yeah,
Um,
no, yeah, it's awesome.
and I've seen Dara make the most amazing plays with her splits at first, so I fully trust that she's gonna catch and do whatever she needs to do to get that out. And even when she comes up to bat, I know all three of their bats are gonna be hot, even with Kiki in the lineup. And when she's not in the lineup, I know she's gonna be the most cheerful person in the dugout.
No, absolutely. I'll tell Coach. I think last podcast and prior podcast, they want to be in the moment. They don't shy away from the moment. They want 2 outs, bases loaded. We're in the playoffs. Kaylee's got to get ahead. They feel confident whether it happens or not. They want to be in that position, and I think they've grown throughout this softball season and just getting to the fourth round. This is just going to help them next year when we're going to need them next year, right? So it's just been great. I want to ask you, Mattie, about Kylie Ward, right? We talk about her a lot because I told Coach one of the things we're going to do. I felt this year going in that she was one of the best pitchers uh, in this area. Today, she's one of the best pitchers in this area. There's no debating that anymore. There's no question mark. She's done proven that this year. But you see her every day. You see her work. You see the good and the bad. She was great in the regular season. She went another level in the playoffs. She has been totally dominant, phenomenal here. Big reason why you guys are in the fourth round. What more can you tell us about your star pitcher and just the way she's been performing here in the playoffs.
I will hold Kai Ward to the side just for a little bit. I did miss our two freshmen, Ruby Effort and Lana Walker. Lana has been a huge part of our lineup going up to bat, and I know she goes ahead of me, so I talk to her constantly when I'm in the on deck. And so I know constantly she's gonna go up there and do her job, even if she is in her head, and I know that she will do whatever she needs to do. And Ruby Effort is one of our base runners, and I believe she runs for Kai Ward almost every single time. And I know she's gonna go ahead and do her job, but we do have to make sure to tell her there's a runner ahead of her sometimes. But she is definitely she's a track star, so we can trust her on the bases, and we know she's gonna get us to home, and we know she's gonna get that score. And moving to Kai Ward, I will say that she definitely has improved her game. During practices, she has been more dialed in on rolling out her shoulder, taking care of her arm, because it is a long season and she pitches most of our games. And so she's been taking really good care of herself so that way she can pitch 3 games if necessary. And I on that's on the care side. And on the game side, we have this pregame ritual where I be like mean to her and tell her that she's not the best. And I definitely can tell that it's been working. And I on catching her balls, I can give her criticism, and I know she's gonna take it. And that next inning, she's gonna go out there and do her thing and fix whatever needs to be fixed.
Yeah, she's I mean, she doesn't do anything else. I mean, I talk to her dad, especially the home games. I get an opportunity to talk to him sometimes before the game. And I mean, all you ladies deserve everything you're getting this year. You put the work in. It's great to see Ingleside in this position and still being able to get out of the region, which I think we have a good opportunity to do. But she's playing with a chip on her shoulder. It seems like she's playing to me like she's got something to prove, right? And not only to the people but to herself. And it's great to see all of the success that she's having. And I'm excited because we get to see her one more year, right? So, but that's next year. We're still talking about this year. So it's just been great. You ladies are playing great softball at the right time. You know, they always say with baseball, you know, if you've struggled throughout the district or the non-district, you got to play your best ball in the playoffs. And for Ingleside, it has definitely come at the right time. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down at all. So that's a good thing. I got to ask you, Carol, what can we expect? You got Zapata coming up. I have seen Zapata play. The pitch is pretty good. They got a couple of good hitters out there. I mean, they're not going to be easy at all. They're in the fourth round like you guys, and so they're going to be tough. But what can the fans from Ingleside expect in this series from the Lady Mustangs?
Well, they are definitely I feel like they're a very good team as well since they've gone this far in the playoffs. And I think that they can expect us to be very focused and confident. Even though we're confident, we're gonna stay focused and determined to beat them because they are a good team and we have to be able to concentrate because sometimes we can get a little cocky, but I feel like right now we're in our zone and we're locked in and we're ready. So I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think we can definitely beat them.
Oh, I think so too. No doubt in my mind. I think you can. If we come out and play the way we're capable of playing, I don't see why. I mean, I'll put polls up, you know, so people can go vote. And I totally, and no disrespect to them, right? Because I've seen them play, but I just think we're playing at a level right now that we can beat anybody, honestly. And I know you guys believe that, and I hope we get this series win and get to the next round. That'd be great. And again, as you're hearing, these games, Ingleside, Mustang, and surrounding areas, these games are going to be played in San Diego. It's close by, so we definitely invite all of the Mustang fans to drive out there. That short drive, it's best 2 or 3. It was great. The times we've been out there, we've had great support out there in Three Rivers. With the weather being bad, it didn't shy the fans away right from going. We had a great crowd. They were loud. This last game 3 that we played in Tuloso Minute, it was great to see all the fans out there. They were loud. You guys were coming out of the dugout, you know, talking to them. They were responding back to you guys. There was somebody with the flag running up. That was just nice it was awesome to see the spirit of Mustang and for you ladies. But Mattie, I'd ask you the same thing. You know, you're going now going into the fourth round. What can we expect? Is there any pressure? Do you guys feel any pressure to perform as you get deeper in these playoffs?
Um, I would say we don't, just because we play better when there is no pressure. If we play free, we know we're gonna go out there and do our thing versus then having pressure and knowing like a little bit of a worry, and that's what like throws us off our game. So we try to just like go with the flow, know we can do our jobs and have no pressure on us. We know that we are a hard team to beat, and I think that's the mindset to have, is to always think you're the best, as Coach Lewis would say. Um, so yeah.
No, you guys are great. No doubt. I just kind of want to run things here. So you sweep Columbia 2-0. You have a total of 9 runs in that series. Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you then play Robstown and you sweep Robstown 2-0, total of 19 runs in that series. And then you play Devine in round 3. You beat them 2-1, 20 runs in that series. So when you look at what this offense is doing in the playoffs, that offense is hot. And if this continues in round 4, it's about to better be ready because this offense is not looking like it's slowing down at all. It has gotten better from the by district to the area to Devine. Ingleside's offense is just getting better. Just wanted to throw that stat out there because I'm always looking to see. I don't know if you guys know, but it's worth talking about and letting the community know. Coach Lewis, before we let the ladies go, man, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about these two ladies because we have them on here. I mean, they have both been huge in the playoffs. They're a big reason why we're going to the fourth round. Obviously, the other girls also play a big role, but we have them on here now. Wanted to give you an opportunity so they can hear anything you want to say about these two ladies who have been just great in the playoffs.
Yeah, start with Carol. When you're the lead off, luckily she's been doing it 2 years now. So she kind of has an idea of what I'm looking for. And, I trust her. I know last year she would always come and say, "Do you want me to see a pitch?" Or, "What are you thinking?" But now we don't really even talk about it. It's just, go do your thing and get on base. And uh, I think her getting on base a lot against Devine really helped us. She's kind of the tone setter. She's really aggressive on the base pass. So, getting her on is a big benefit for the team, especially with Lilani and Beth and Ward coming up. We can hit and run, we can bunt, we can steal her, just depends on the situation. And then she played a lot of shortstop last year, moved her over to second. And, she's a big reason why our defense is pretty good on the right side because, a lot of people are late on Ward. So she's there, to hold down the right side, to help our freshmen out on what to do. That was early. I think Dara's, knows the bunt coverages and stuff now. But Carol's a big reason why we're in the fourth round, and she will be missed next year. And then going on to Mattie, of course, everybody, knows this and says it, but your pitcher is only as good as your catcher, and she's got a good rapport with Kai. And but the biggest thing with her this year is her bat has came along, and we hadn't even been thinking about taking her out. I mean, she's hot and she comes through with, big hits when we need them. Um, Going back to what you were saying about our small ball, it's kind of funny because we were terrible bunting in regular season and district, and then against West Columbia, Mattie laid down I think 2 perfect bunts, almost beat them out, but she didn't. But uh, I know one of the bunts um, helped us get 2 runs because she moved the runners over from second to third. And I think, just her doing that, and then when we go to bunt in practice, she's all excited about it. So everybody else is getting excited about it, and it's kind of fed in um, to where everybody's excited to bunt. And you saw how that worked in Game 3 when we needed it. So she's another big part of why we're in the 4th round, and we're going to need both of them to step it up so that we can get out of the region.
Well, ladies, I can tell you, there's no doubt in my mind that that we can win this series. I mean, obviously, you have to go out and play the game, right? And when you get to the 4th round, you guys can get it done. They can get it done. That's why both teams are in the 4th round. But I really, truly believe in this team and what they can do. Offensively, you have all the weapons that this team needs to be the last team standing. We have hitters, we have speed, we have pitching, and we're playing great softball at the right time. So there's no reason to believe that we can't be the last team standing. And Zapata's the next on our list. So we have to go out and take care of business. And these games are on Thursdays, game 1 in San Diego, 7. Then Friday, game 2 at 7 in San Diego. And then, Coach, I think it's 1 o'clock on Saturday if necessary. Is that correct?
Yes,
All
sir.
the games in San Diego. So listen, ladies, it's been great. Mattie, I do want to say that Kylie Ward here gets a lot of credit, rightfully so. She's put in the work, but as Coach said, and it is worth mentioning here that every good pitcher, great pitcher, there has to be a catcher on the other side. And you're a big reason why Kylie's having the season that she's having. You know, pitchers, have to be able to call the pitches if that's what you do, however it's set up there. But you do an awesome job in helping her be able to be and have the success that she's having. And then Mattie, I gotta see. I don't think I remember a ball. Does a ball even get past you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I don't remember, Coach. If it did it happen, Coach? You remember offhand how many times it happened?
Uh,
I don't
Not,
remember.
I mean, knock on wood, not when there's people on base. Every once in a while, I don't know if Ward spins it a little much, but it'll hit off her glove. But not really. She's a wall back there.
Awesome.
She knows uh, what plays we're gonna run. I know against Rockport, she had a hell of a play. I'm not gonna really say what it was because I don't want to give it away, but she remembers. Um, Another big thing about Mattie is, I do call the pitches, but every time I say the number, she's always immediately, come on, you got it, hit your spot, or whatever she's telling her to give her the confidence to hit the spot. So she's a great leader back there.
No, you are, and I saw that in we had a big lead, and Devine's kind of putting some runners on, they could make a little rally here, and then you stop. And I see you tell the ump, here, let me go talk to my pitcher. And I think that's the leadership, right? I mean, we're up, right? They've got to do a lot to win, but you saw something that you didn't like, right? And so you go up there and you talk and you give Kylie an opportunity. And I think that's leadership. That's what in your pitcher and knowing when to call time and go up there. And then you kind of tell the infield, no, you just step back. It's just I just need to talk. So that's leadership to me. And there's only so much Coach Lewis can do from the side, right? And his assistant coaches. There has to be leadership inside that field, on that field, I should say. And you two are two right here. There's others that are able to do that. Know when you need to go out there and calm things down, and it's just great players, great leaders lead you to the 4th round. You can't have that if you don't have good leadership on the field. And I'm just so glad that you guys are having this success. I know, as I said, as I get to know you guys, the work that's been putting in. Coach Lewis talks about the stuff that you guys are doing. So to be able to see this team get to this point and have an opportunity to get out of the region, that's awesome. Doesn't always happen, and so you definitely gotta take the moment in, right? So, Carol, I'll ask you before I let you go, how was practice today?
It was really hot, but we were all still focused even though with the weather. Um, We did drills and it was a short practice, but I feel like it was a really good one too. We were focused and we needed to do what we did, and we did it.
Coach isn't giving you no time off, right? We're going to continue to work harder now than we had before, right? Because we've got a series coming up. Well, these are two of our leaders, two seniors who are a big reason why the Lady Mustangs are in the fourth round. Again, these games will take place on Thursday, game 1, Friday, game 2, Saturday, if necessary, game 3, all in San Diego. So definitely invite the Ingleside community to go out there. It's a great opportunity. It doesn't happen a lot to teams. So you have an opportunity to go out there. Your presence and your cheering really makes the difference in a win or loss for these ladies. So we definitely, it's just about an hour drive. Starts at 7, so you got plenty of time to get out and get something to eat it on the road. But get out there and support these ladies, well deserved, and they're definitely looking for a big crowd in this series against Zapata. Ladies, thank you very much. Number 22, senior Carol Rodriguez, second base, and number 21, senior catcher Mattie Agnew. Thank you very much for joining. And Carol, I'll give you guys the final word. Anything you want to add? Any shout outs you want to give, Carol?
Uh, Shout out to Coach Spencer and Coach Lewis and Coach Cook, because without them, we couldn't have gotten where we are right now. And I feel like they're a big part of this team as well.
Absolutely. Mattie?
No, she pretty much said it.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you very much. Good luck, and we'll talk to you guys soon. I think we're gonna be. I know for sure that we're gonna win this series, and we're going on to the next round. Good luck, safe travels, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Coach, man, these girls are impressive, Coach. I mean, you got to be so proud of these girls, this team. I know when you took on this program, I knew you said I gotta put the belief that they believe. You knew that the talent was there. It's just they have to believe that they belong, that they can do it, right? That has happened. And I know you're never going to give yourself the pat on the back here, but you're a big reason why this softball program, like Carol said, I mean, you and your assistants, it starts with you. You, everyone looks to you for the leadership. Everyone looks to you. You have to build this culture, right? You have to see your talent, and then you have to help them believe that this could happen. And I know it was early on, you didn't have your assistant coaches because they were still in basketball. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't kind of got a late start, but you knew you had the talent. And you knew once you rolled in and these girls got rolling, you knew that this team could do this, right? You took them out early on to a tough tournament up north where, you knew I need to do this because we're going to see this in the playoffs, and they're seeing this, and they're able to play with the speed, with the pitching. And you're seeing, we talked about the runs, and I just kind of want to get your thoughts on the recap with Devine. I mean, the offense has come alive. Game 2, 9-0. Game 3, 9-0. Let's go to the offense first. What did you see offensively from your team against Devine?
Well, going back to the belief, anytime you lose in the playoffs like we did in game 1, um, sometimes that shakes your confidence a little bit. What did we do wrong? What did we do good? We knew that we didn't really play that well in game 1, so we were putting the ball in play, but she was doing a good job of keeping us off balance. So when we went back Wednesday at practice, we kind of worked more with change ups and just trying to wait back and talk to them about hitting your pitch and not hitting her pitch, because I think that they were trying to waste pitches and see if you're undisciplined or not. And I think the girls responded and did a great job. And once we started making her pitch to us, we started hitting the ball. But I think overall, just like we said, Carol getting on base, either butting her over or other people getting hits, and then Mattie had the big hit in game 2 that kind of gave us a lot of momentum, because I think that made it 3-0, and I think that was a double or triple, and then we scored right after it to make it 4. So we kind of saw them be like, well, there's going to be a game 3.
Mhm.
And then the weather came, and they had already changed pitchers. So, um, you know, I don't want to say that was a good thing, because anytime the game stops and you have the momentum and then you got to come back the next day to try to get it back, um, sometimes it doesn't happen the way it did, but it did for us. So I think that kind of helped us looking back at it, because I think me and you talked on the phone, and I said I might go with Avery and just save Kai for game 3, because I feel like, they were already kind of throwing in the towel. And then we go and score, I believe, 3 more runs in that bottom of the 6th
Mhm.
with 2 outs. So that made my decision a lot easier. And they just took they took that momentum in game 2 uh, on Friday, and they just used it for game 3. I believe Carroll, like the second pitch of the game, hit that double, and then we bunted her over, and then we were able to get the 1-0 lead. And I think when we were talking, I said I just want to get the lead early, because that's going to help us. And then we were able to get another one in the 3rd, and then the 4th. We started the small ball, and it worked out for us.
The small ball coach was so effective in the way we played. I hadn't seen it too much when in watching Ingleside, but it was so effective, putting the pressure on them to make a play. And then when I think I even said on the live stream, there's the error. I was talking about which team's going to make the error, and when that they made the first error, and then it just kind of seemed next 2 plays, and the bunch were just perfect, right? I mean, even if one of the bunts had the pitcher turn around and throw, I don't think she would have got it. So I think she held on to it. But they did make a couple of mistakes to put runners on, and then, like you say, we get the timely hit, and it just worked out. I mean, 18 runs total in game 2 and 3 is phenomenal. When you come in and you lose game 1, and by the way, the continuation the next day, they were up 3-0. We almost came back on them. I mean, I saw that game, and we could have tied it. I don't think that runner, if you would have sent it, would have got in. So you had to hold her up. But what a fight to come back and from 3-0 to make it competitive, where we gave ourselves a chance to win. And then I think, having to come back, it was totally different. Game 2 and 3, it was just total domination, 9-0, 9-0. I mean, offensively, they were on, but then talk about your pitcher. They couldn't do anything. I mean, we were in the press box. The other announcers, they were like, wow, did you see that pitch? I mean, because you can see it from where we're sitting. You can see the movement. But talk about Kylie. I mean, I don't think there's anything else that you and I can say that we haven't said about her already. But she just continues. And the thing that's really impressive to me about Kylie is she's consistent. It's not because anybody can have a great game and then bad bat and then a great game on the third day, right? They can't hit off of her. We're in the third round, and she's just dominating them. And you can see from where we sit, I can see she wears a mask, but I can see that expression every time she strikes out, and you can strikes a batter out, and you can see the confidence building. Right now, she's probably pitching the best I've ever seen her. Now you know her better than I do, and I think her confidence is great. What else can you tell us about her that you're seeing in the playoffs that you possibly didn't see? Is she showing you anything in the playoffs that you hadn't seen before?
Uh, Probably not. We've talked about her, probably every podcast. She's just a competitor, and I think the bigger the game, the better she is.
Mm.
And I think that's, it's like, okay, it's the third round, it's game 3. I got to have my best stuff, and she did that, you know. But in game 3, when I think back on it, I really think about the defense. Um, I just think, we talked a little bit about it. There was a shot to center where I'm like, oh, that's a hit. And then here comes Kiki. Uh, just amazing catch. And I look at their assistant coach, and he's kind of baffled. They hit one in the corner, that was all the way in the corner, and Muwal runs it down for an out. Avery almost had they tried to bloop it in. It worked for him in game 1, but this time, they had to hustle back. I thought it was a double play, but they called her safe. So when I think of game 3, I think of just the way the defense played, but she was hitting her spots. Every pitch I called, I don't want to say every, but most of the pitches that I called, she was hitting her spots. We were keeping them off balance. We were going in and out, up and down. Um, she wants it. She does have a chip on her shoulder. We've talked about that from the get-go. She wants to prove to people that she is one of the best ones around, and she's going out and proving it. I mean, I don't know what more she needs to do. She's won 20 games in back-to-back seasons. She has like over 225 Ks this year. I don't know what more she needs to do.
Well, Coach, I can tell you, she's getting a recognition. People are starting to know they're coming out, and that's good. Look, these girls put a lot of time, and that's basically why we have the podcast, right? We want to talk. We put this podcast about with Ingleside, the MPND Sports Network. That's part of why we do it, is to show the community surrounding areas the talent, the program. There's a lot of talented kids in this area. A lot of them it goes unnoticed, right? Unless you go to the game. This is an opportunity to stream for people to go back and watch it. And she's one of the best. And I told her when she first came on, we're going to do everything we can to get your name out there. She was great last year. She's been better this year, and she still got one more year. You talked a little bit about her wins, her strikeouts. I don't know if you can do any better than that. But then you talk about the defense, and that is true. They have just played great. Every catch that they needed to make, they've made. Every throw to first base has been perfect. We have not made the error. I know you said in game 1 I wasn't there. There were some errors that you didn't like, but okay, that happens. How are you going to respond in game 2? And they responded well. They didn't. They know. I think they built confidence. When I look at that lineup 1 through 9, doesn't matter the senior, junior, freshman. They're all playing at a high level at the right time. And I think the biggest thing is they build confidence. They think they can beat anybody, and they should feel that way. When you think that way and your mindset's that way, you're going to go out and put yourself and give yourself the best opportunity. This is awesome for Ingleside, for a team in our area to get to this point and to have the opportunity, because I think they have a very good chance to winning this series and getting into the next one. And I can't tell you much about the next one, Coach, because I haven't really looked at the other brackets. I'll get on that tomorrow. But definitely for all the Ingleside fans, come on out. You guys have been great in the support through the playoffs, the home games, starting off with West Columbia to the last game 3 against Devine. I mean, this fan base has been great. They've been out there cheering, and they don't just sit out there, Coach. They're loud, they're yelling, they're standing. The girls are coming out of the dugout. They're talking to the fans. Fans are talking back. Just a great time to be a Lady Mustang fan. Now, Coach, we now got to jump over to the next series. So I got to ask you, Zapata. I've watched them play. They can play. Obviously, they're in the 4th round, so we can play. They can play. What do you know about Zapata in terms of what they might bring to the series?
Well, one thing that the big thing I think is they're not worried. They're not going to worry about how far they got to come. They're not going to worry about the sun or how hot it is. They're used to all that. They travel a long way in district. They're a scrappy team. I think right now they're just happy to be in the 4th round. When I talked to the coach, no one expected them to be there. This is the farthest they've ever been as well. So they're just going and having fun and playing the game because they've already accomplished their goals. And I think sometimes that's a dangerous team when they're just going and playing. And so we're going to have to be focused. We're going to have to be disciplined this week, start getting hydrated, stay out of the sun as much as you can. Put all it's getting to the end of the school year. So kind of put all that fun stuff on hold. because the big picture is trying to win the regional finals and then get to state. Um, but I know that they have a really good pitcher. They have a really good catcher. They're aggressive, swinging the bat. The outfielders can go and get the ball, and they're going to try to put the ball in play and hope that you make mistakes. I think that's how they beat Wimberley. Um, I think they only had 2 hits against Wimberley, but they walked. They had 8 walks, and Wimberley made 5 errors, so they put the ball in play and they were able to win that 1-game series 7-5. So they're going to come scrappy, and they're going to try to make us make mistakes and see if they can steal the series from us, just like they've done the last few. I know that they're going to bring a lot of people to the game. They're going to have someone dressed up trying to get their crowd going, and they're going to do whatever they can to get you out of your game. And we just got to stay focused and play our game, like we did Friday. And I think if we play like Friday, we will give ourselves a good chance.
Coach, I'm glad you said about the fans. That reminds me, they do. I was there. Their fans are incredible. They are loud from start to end. They do have a little mascot that runs around. So, Ingleside, we got to match that up, right? We got to show up as well, and we got to match what they're going to bring. I did see a series with them where they were there all 3 games. They were loud. So, we need to bring that spirit to San Diego on Thursday, Friday, and if need be Saturday. We got to match their loudness, their fan base, our fan base. We've been great. We need to be great in this series. But coach, I think if we play the way I've seen the Lady Mustangs play in this playoffs, we're going to give ourselves a good chance. They're tough. They're tough. They played that pitcher, pitched 3 games, and she was good. So by no means do they not have a pitcher that can put it in play. But so do we. And so if we continue to play the way we played offensively and defensively, we're definitely going to give ourselves a great chance to win this series and go. Coach, I want to ask this. We've never been this far. So graduation's just around the corner. What happens if that week we have to play, graduation? Do they just kind of start the games, early on, or do they just wait that week, go the next week? Like what happens?
Honestly, I don't know. I've never been this far either.
No,
um,
I don't know.
um, I know they were supposed to have a senior trip Thursday, but I mean, like I told the seniors, hey, if we can win 2 more series, I'll take you to Austin. Um, probably uh, whoever it is next. I know the 2 teams that are playing. I'm sure that they have graduation. So what you do is you probably try to work around. Hey, we can't play this day. We got graduation. Okay, we can't play this day, and then you kind of go from there. Usually, coaches are good at working it out. Um, so I don't know. I want to win this week, and then I could
Worry
let you
about
know
that.
on Saturday night or Sunday if we get by Zapata that what we're going to do for next week.
I would imagine the girls are happy. The seniors on your team, right? I would imagine they want that, the senior trip, obviously. But I think they're having a lot of fun. They ain't gonna miss this series. I mean, this is huge. They put so much work in. All the practices is for this moment. So listen, yeah, the senior trip is great. We gotta go play some softball. That's our main thing right now. So definitely, again, we invite all the Ingleside community, the Mustang fans, to drive out the series round 4 region finals here. Game 1 Thursday, May 15th, 7 p.m. in San Diego. Then game 2 Friday, May 16th, 7 p.m. in San Diego. Need be game 3 if necessary will be on Saturday, May 17th, 1 p.m. Please go out there, support the Lady Mustangs. All I can say, coach, is thank you for letting me be a small part of getting to know the players. You've come on, I think, every week on the pod. I don't think you've missed one podcast, and that's awesome because I know you're busy and you still find time. But I think it's important to come out and give you a platform to talk about these players. Each one of these players is special. They put a lot of time into it, and I'll leave it with this, coach, before I give you the final word. Remember what I always say here, right? Coaches coach, players play. In the community, we have that responsibility to go out there when we can and cheer. And that's our responsibility this upcoming weekend. Get out to San Diego and definitely cheer. Coach, I'll give you the final word, man. Anything you want to add?
Uh, just something I played, and I played it for him 1987. You probably remember. And it goes probably this week too. But you remember Over the Top, the movie, uh,
Oh,
when he the kid was going to go arm wrestle and he lost in the first one. And then he ran outside crying, and then Sylvester Stallone said that the world meets nobody halfway. If you want it, you got to take it. And played that for him before game two. Um, and it's just something that we got to do this week as well. So we need everybody to come cheer us on and help us take it.
absolutely, Coach. Safe travels, and I'll send you a text here tomorrow or the next day. Thank you very much,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Good
Thank
luck,
you.
safe travels, and let's get that W and go to the next round.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was the final word from Coach Kevin Lewis, who I think he's done a fantastic job. Ingleside is so lucky to have him there. The girls, um, they believe. I mean, you can have a team that's very athletic, like the girls, great pitching, but there's a part of the game that mentally you have to prepare yourself to win, right? Like it's so tough when you lose one game and then have to regroup. Trust in the process and what you've worked, the work that you put in, and that's what Coach Lewis has done with these girls. I think is he's talked about having them believe that they're great, having them believe that they can win and go deep in the playoffs. You look at these girls here this year, they believe they belong. They know they belong, and they know they have an opportunity here to get out of the region. And it's just great. And, you know, we definitely, to see these girls put in the work and talk to them, it's just great to see them have this success. And hopefully, this series is going to be tough, obviously, but these girls have put themselves in a great position here in the fourth round, where, like I said, they believe the pitching has been great, the hitting has come alive. And if they continue to play in this series the way I have seen them play in the last three, then they definitely have a great opportunity of winning the series, getting out of the region, and seeing who's next. I mean, just to be to this point and have the opportunity to go to the next round, you can't ask for anything more than that. So again, I'll repeat myself: coaches coach, players play. Let's go out there as many as we can get out there and cheer our Lady Mustangs to 2 wins, and then we're region champs, and we'll see who the next opponent will be. So thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like I said, I've been out there. The support has been great for the Lady Mustang softball. There's been so much of a fan base out there in these playoffs, and they've been loud. Let's keep that going in this series. Thank you very much. I want to thank Coach Lewis for coming out and spending some time with me here on the podcast. And then again, our two varsity senior players, number 22, Carol Rodriguez, and number 21, Mattie Agnew. Thank you very much. Good luck, safe travels, and we'll talk to them soon. Have a great night.